This is what the music industry is all about.
Oh my god.
The Emmy
And the Oscar.
and the Grammy goes to...
For generations, Hollywood has been portrayed as a pinnacle of success in the entertainment world. Whether you're an actor, singer, or writer, it's shown as a place where dreams come true and fame is just a step away.
Culture that thrives on fame and recognition.
I thank you all from the bottom of my heart.
Is it happening too fast?
I know how hard I work, and I'm not gonna let any of that get to me.
250,000.
No.
That joy, I needed my joy back.
Did you have that wanting everybody to like you and not wanting to disappoint anybody?
I did. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You try not to give in to fear because obviously that's the whole point of being here.
Dangerous mix of fame and fortune that can too often lead to reckless excess.
But behind the glitz and glamour lies a darker reality, one filled with deception, exploitation, and power plays.
I'm not jumping the time myself. Once everybody gets out, just me and the lady. Cut out your best. Oh! Did the camera catch that? Got the camera.
Don't have what they need, they're gonna leave.
Right.
Gotta keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
Hey, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but
Yeah.
Diddy's a weird dude. From disturbing footage of Diddy's freak-off island to doing these satanic rituals on his victims.
This victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old. We have an individual who was 14 years old. We have one who was 15.
This is too much.
Countless stars have spoken out through letters and interviews about the hidden darkness in Hollywood. Drugs, sex, greed, it's all part of the underbelly. Hollywood often glamorizes substance abuse as a coping mechanism or even as a part of the culture. This has led many celebrities to struggle with mental health issues, trapped in a toxic environment. Beyond its massive influence on global culture, Hollywood also pushes unrealistic standards and glorifies violence, promotes harmful ideas that echo throughout society. The music industry, like Hollywood, has its own dark side, from sexual harassment to abuse. The stories we hear from this world are nothing new. But now, as we closed in on the end of 2024, a bombshell revelation has rocked Hollywood to its core. On September 16, 2024, Sean P. Diddy Combs was arrested on charges of sex trafficking. In the days since his arrest, over 100 people have come forward, claiming to be victims of his action. This could lead to more than 100 lawsuits against him, and the media frenzy is only intensifying. Diddy, who's known for hosting extravagant parties, has been accused of violent abuse against women, with claims that these events were recorded in a way that were anything but consensual. Social media has exploded with conspiracy theories surrounding Diddy's downfall. Let's explore some of the most chilling ones. She Knows. J. Cole's 2013 song She Knows has resurfaced in the wake of Diddy's arrest. Many believe the lyrics hint at the days of music legends like Michael Jackson, Aaliyah, and Left Eye, with theorists pointing fingers at a secret connection between Diddy, Jay-Z, and Beyonce. The chilling detail, some speculate that the song's title She Knows is actually a cryptic reference to Beyonce's middle name, Knowles, and that the timing of this star's death on the 25th day of different months wasn't coincidental. 48 Hours with Justin Bieber. When Justin Bieber was just 15, he was signed under Usher's label, RBMG Records, but he sought out P. Diddy for mentorship. After they began spending time together, fans noticed a shift in Bieber's behavior. Signs of drug use and mental health struggles start to emerge. The internet soon exploded with claims that Bieber was another victim of Diddy's manipulative ways. Could Diddy have played a part in Bieber's dark turn? Diddy's controversial murder. In 2018, Kim Porter, Diddy's former lover and the mother of his 3 children, was found dead in her home. The two had been in an on-again, off-again relationship since the 1990s, finally splitting in 2007. But conspiracy theory quickly spread, suggesting that Kim has been planning to expose Diddy's darkest secret before her untimely death. Some believe Diddy orchestrated her demise to protect his image, though no evidence has linked him to her death. Yet the eerie timing has fueled even more speculations. As disturbing accusation continues to surface, Diddy remains in custody at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York. It's the same faculty that once housed notorious figures like R. Kelly and Sam Bankman-Fried. With his trial looming, the world waits to see how the truth will unfold. P. Diddy, once a symbol of success and power, now faces the potential collapse of his empire under the weight of allegations that could destroy everything he's built. Are these just wild conspiracy theories, or is there something far darker lurking beneath the surface? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain. These allegations have shattered the public image of Diddy, a man once held as iconic in music, fashion, and culture. The whispers that once lurked in the shadow are now blaring across social media. Every detail of his personal life is being scrutinized, and his once loyal fan base is torn between disbelief and disgust. A fall from grace. For decades, Diddy was the embodiment of the American dream, a man who rose from nothing, built an empire, and changed the face of hip-hop. He wasn't just a musician, he was a mogul, a tastemaker, someone who had influence far beyond the recording studio. His parties were legendary, his brand untouchable. He was surrounded by wealth, power, and all the things that millions aspire to achieve. But now it feels like through the very empire he's built is crumbling beneath him, brick by brick. The revelation coming to light paints a different picture of the man the world thought they knew. These aren't just accusations of personal mistake or isolated incident. These are allegations of systematic abuse, manipulation, and exploitation. If these stories are true, it's not just Diddy who's to blame. It's the industry that allowed him to thrive unchecked for so long. The survivors' stories. Behind each allegation, there is a victim, a person who has lived through unspeakable pain. Women are stepped forward, recounting stories of being lured into parties that quickly turned into sinister. Some describe being drugged, others talk of being concerned into acts they never consented to, all while cameras captured their most vulnerable moments. These survivors have been silenced for years, but now their voices are finally being heard. The courage it takes to come forward in such a public way, to relieve the trauma, is unimaginable. Many have shared that they feared speaking out against someone as powerful as Diddy, knowing the backlash they could face. But in this era of accountability, silence is no longer an option. What happens next? Now the world waits. Diddy's trial is expected to be one of the most high-profile cases in recent memory, and it will test not only the strength of the evidence against him, but the resolve of those seeking justice. Will Diddy's powerful legal team manage to discredit the victims, as has happened so many times before in cases involving in the rich and powerful? Or will this be the moment when the truth finally prevails? This isn't just about one man's downfall. It's about reckoning in Hollywood and the music industry at large. For too long, stories of abuse and exploitations have been ignored, buried under contracts, hush money, and the allure of fame. But now, the floodgates are open, and there is no turning back. The allegations against P. Diddy are a stark reminder that fame often hides a much darker reality. What we see on the surface is really the full story. The glitz parties, the luxurious lifestyle, the seemingly perfect image, it's all part of the facade. And behind that facade, there's pain, manipulation, and sometimes outright cruelty. Whether or not Diddy is found guilty, this moment is bigger than him. It's a call to action for an industry that has long ignored the voice of its victims. It's a wake-up call for those who still believe that fame and power are the ultimate goals in life. As the world watches and waits, one thing is clear. This is more just a scandal. It's a turning point. Hollywood and the music industry can no longer turn a blind eye to the darkness within. It's time to confront it, to hold those in power accountable, and to ensure that the dreams Hollywood promises aren't built on the nightmares of the vulnerable. As the world anxiously awaits what comes next, there is a collective holding of breath, a realization that story isn't just P. Diddy. It's about the system that allowed him to rise unchecked. It's about the countless other stories that have gone untold, buried beneath the weight of fame, fortune, and fear. This moment has become a mirror of society, reflecting back the uncomfortable truths that success in Hollywood has often come at a devastating cost. The fall of a legacy. The media frenzy surrounding Diddy's arrest has been relentless, and the reaction have been mixed. Fans who once adored him are now questioning everything they thought they knew. People who grew up on his music are grappling with the possibility that the man behind these hits, the man who revolutionized hip-hop, might be far darker than they ever imagined. For many, this isn't just about losing an artist they admire. It feels like losing a part of their own identity. His legacy is in freefall. The empire he built, the legacy he painstakingly crafted over decades, now hangs in the balance. What was once untouchable, a career defined by groundbreaking music, iconic collaboration, and immense cultural influence, is now tainted, overshadowed by the gross list of allegations. Can you separate the art from the artist? Can you still admire the music when the man behind it is accused of such horrifying actions? These are the questions millions of fans are asking themselves. The fight for justice. Meanwhile, the survivors are preparing for the legal battle of their life. They know the odds are stacked against them. Diddy's wealth and power give him access to the best defense lawyers. But these survivors aren't backing down. They have waited too long, suffered in silence for too many years. Now their courage is their weapon, and the truth is their shield. Every survivor who steps forward carries with them the stories of others who never had the chance to speak out. They represent not just their own pain, but the pain of countless others who were silenced by fear, shame, and threats. Their fight is for more than just personal justice. It's for systemic change. It's for the countless young women and men who dreamed of making it in the entertainment industry, who deserves to pursue their passion without fear of exploitation. The world watches. And as the trial approaches, the world is watching closely. It feels like we are on the verge of something bigger than just another Hollywood scandal. This case could set a precedent, could signal that no amount of fame or fortune can protect you from the consequences of your actions. It also could end like many others, with the power walking free and the victims left to pick up the pieces of their shattered lives. The conspiracy theory may continue to swirl. The rumors may never truly die down. But in the end, what matters most is justice. The truth must come to light, whatever that truth may be. If Diddy is guilty, he must face the consequences. If not, the pain and confusion caused by these accusations will still leave a lasting mark on everyone involved. A moment of reckoning. This isn't just Diddy's moment of reckoning, it's Hollywood's. It's the music industry, and it's ours as a society. For too long, we have looked the other way, blinded by the allure of celebrity, dazzled by the bright light. But now, we are forced to confront the darkness that has been festering just below the surface. The pain of this moment is profound. It's a reminder that people we idolize, the one we elevate to God-like status, are often deeply flawed. They are human, yes, but that doesn't excuse the harm they have done. Accountability matters. The truth matters. As we move forward, we can't forget the survivors, the ones who have risked everything to speak their truth. They are the real heroes in this story. They're bravely in the light that will guide us through the darkness, that will force the industry to change, to finally confront the corruption and exploitation that has been allowed to thrive for far too long. A new beginning. So, what happened after this? Can the industry rebuild itself? Can we, as a culture, learn to hold our idols accountable while still appreciating the art they have created? These are questions without easy answers. But one thing is clear, the moment is a turning point. The downfall of P. Diddy is more than a personal scandal. It's a catalyst for a much-needed reckoning. The survivors, the fans, the world, we all deserve better. We deserve an industry where talent is nurtured, not exploited, where dreams are realized, not manipulated, where justice is served, no matter how powerful the accused might be. This isn't just the end of P. Diddy's legacy. It's the beginning of a new chapter for the entertainment world, one where hopefully the darkness will no longer be allowed to hide in plain sight. As the shadow of this saga stretches farther, one truth becomes undeniable. This is not just a fall from grace for one man, but a collective reckoning with the power structure that have allowed such behavior to flourish. In every corner of the entertainment world, people are beginning to realize that the day of silent suffering, of looking away, are over. The moment is ushering in a new era, one where no amount of fame, fortune, or status can protect you from facing the consequences of your actions. The cracks in the facade. For years, we have admired from a distance. We saw the lavish parties, the private jets, the designer clothes. We saw the success and believed in it, wanted it even. Diddy's life was the embodiment of making it. He was the proof that if you hustle hard enough, anything was possible. But now, as the cracks in that perfect image grows wider, the illusion is crumbling. People are questioning not just Diddy, but everything he represented. Was it built on lies? How many others in the industry have risen to the top through manipulation manipulation and abuse, their crimes hidden behind the protective veil of stardom. These aren't just isolated questions about one man. They are questions about an entire culture of success, where morality often seems to take a backseat to ambition. And what about the bystanders, the enablers, those who knew, who saw, but did nothing? This is a deep discomfort setting in us. We realize that this isn't just a story of a man's action. It's about the system that allowed it, encouraged it, even rewarded it. Hollywood and the music industry have long celebrated their threat, even as the rumors swirled and whispers of the misconduct grew louder. How many times were victims dismissed, their voices drowned out by the clamor of fans and the machinery of fame? The human cost. Behind the headline, behind the breaking news updates, there is a profound human cost to all of this. The survivors who are coming forward aren't just names, they are real people, many of whom have suffered in silence for years, carrying the weight of trauma that most of us can't even begin to comprehend. This bravery is beyond measure. Their pain is palpable. It's easy to get lost in the spectacle of high-profile trial, to treat it like another form of entertainment. But we cannot forget the humanity at the core of this. For each accusation, there is a life that has been forever altered. For each lawsuit, there is a story of someone who was let down by a system designed to protect the powerful, not the vulnerable. And those survivors will live with the scars long after the news cycle moves to the next big story. The world watches as these victims stand in courtrooms, recount their darkest moments, their truths now laid bare for all to see. They are not just fighting for justice, they are fighting for their dignity, for the chance to reclaim their life. As they do, we are forced to confront the truth. The cost of celebrity is often paid with the suffering vulnerable. A wake-up call for the industry. This is a wake-up call for Hollywood, for the music industry, for every corner of entertainment world. It's a call to break the silence that has allowed abuse to thrive, to end the culture of complicity that has protected predators for far too long. The era of idolizing the untouchable, of turning a blind eye to the suffering behind the spotlight must come to an end. Producers, agents, executives, those who hold power in these industries must take a hard look at how they have contributed to this toxic culture. How many times were red flag ignored? How many ideals were made, knowing full well that the stars they are elevating were far from innocent? Accountability can't stop with Diddy. It needs to stretch across every inch of power, forcing those who turned a blind eye to confront their culpability. The role of society. And there's us, the fans, the audience, the one who have worshipped these stars from afar. We are not without our own complicity. For too long, we have been willing to forgive almost anything if it came with a hit single or a box office smash. We have excused behavior that we would never tolerate in our personal life, because fame has a way of destroying our moral. But now, we are beginning to understand that our admiration should never outweigh our demand for decency or accountability. It's time we hold our idols to a higher standard. It's time we demand that the entertainment we consume be created in environments free of abuse and exploitation. It's time we stop turning away just because the truth is uncomfortable. If we truly want to see change, we need to be part of the change. We need to use our voice, our power as consumer, to push for an industry that values integrity as much as it does talent. Moving forward. So, where do we go from here? The road ahead is uncertain, but one thing is clear. The day of silence and complicity are numbered. Diddy's downfall is a symbol, not just of one man's fall from grace, but of an industry in need of deep systemic reform. This is a moment of reckoning, one that can no longer be ignored. The survivors will continue to fight for their justice, and the world will continue to watch as the truth unfolds. But we must ensure that this moment isn't just another fleeting scandal. It must be the catalyst for real, lasting change. Hollywood and the music industry can no longer hide behind their glamour. They can no longer dismiss the pain of those they exploit in their pursuits of success. It's time to rebuild, to tear down the structures that have protected the powerful and ignored the powerless. And it's time for all us to demand more from the industry, from ourselves, from the world we live in. This isn't just the end of one man's story. It's the beginning of a new chapter, one where justice, accountability, and truth finally take center stage. Let us not turn away. Let us not forget, because only by facing this darkness can we hope to create a future where the light of true justice shines brighter than ever before. As the world continues to grapple with the gravity of what's unfolding, the echoes of this moment will undoubtedly ripple through the entertainment industry for years to come. There is a sense that we are standing at the price of something monumental. A seismic shift is how we view fame and the unchecked influence that has long corrupted those at the top. But what comes next isn't just about dismantling the old. It's about rebuilding something better, something fairer, a call for healing. For the survivors, this isn't just a moment of reckoning. It's a appeal for healing. The courage it has taken for them to step forward cannot be overstated. Each voice that rises in the face of unsurmountable odds is a voice that shatters the silence, that defines the culture of fear and complicity. Yet, even as the world watches with bated breath, the personal toll is immersive. Healing from such profound trauma is not a street. It's messy, filled with relapses into pain, moments of doubt, and the overwhelming burden of public security. The survivors who have come forward are not just fighting in courtroom. They are fighting for their emotional and psychological well-being. And while they may not all find justice in the legal sense, there is power in being heard, in knowing that their truth is no longer hidden in the shadows. The support for these survivors needs to go beyond hashtags and temporary outreach. They need real resources, mental health support, advocacy, and this is the solidarity of society that believes them, stands with them, and is committed to dismantling the system that have hurt them. Only them can truly heal, both for the individuals involved and for an industry that has thrived on silence for too long. What Hollywood must confront. As Hollywood and the music industry face this reckoning, they can no longer pretend that these are isolated incidents. They can no longer act as though this is just a bad actor in sea of good. The allegations against Diddy are emblematic of something much larger, a pattern of exploitation that has been woven into the very fabric of entertainment world. The time for turning a blind eye is over. But what does real change look like? It begins with accountability, not just at the highest level, but in every corner of industry. Studios, record labels, agencies, and networks must take hard look at the culture they have cultivated. They need to prioritize creating safe environment where abuse is not tolerated and where those in power are held to the same standards as everyone else. The industry has long operated under the assumption that fame absolves you of responsibility. That if you can make money, draw in crowds, and generate buzz, your personal action can be overlooked. But the tide is turning. Fame can no longer be used as a shield, and talent is no longer an excuse for harm. The world is watching, and the public patience with toxic behavior, no matter how stand if we're a team. A cultural shift. This moment also speaks to broad culture shift. As society begins to awake the realities of abuse, manipulation, and power dynamics, there is a growing sense that we are all complicit in one way or another, whether through idealization, apathy, or outright ignorance. We have all contributed to a world where the powerful are insulted from consequences. It's a hard truth to confront, but it's necessary. We are learning, slowly but surely. That's not enough to enjoy the art without questioning the artist. It's not enough to love the music without acknowledging the harm done in its creation. And as uncomfortable as it may be, we must change ourselves to ask tough questions. What do we value more? The art or the ethics behind it? Are we willing to give up our hero when they have crossed lines that should never have been crossed? This does not mean we must abandon every artist who falters, but it does mean that we can no longer blindly separate the art from the human being who creates it. Accountability must reach into every aspect of culture, even when it threatens to disrupt the thing we have lost. The power of truth. At the heart of reckoning is the power of truth. For so long, victims were silenced, their stories erased or dismissed in rumors. But now, truth is cutting through the noise, demanding to be heard. And there is something undeniably powerful about it. There is strength in the survivor's voice, and there is refusal to remain quiet any longer. Truth has a way of exposing what has been hidden, of forcing us to confront realities we may not want to face. It's uncomfortable, but it's also necessary. We need to know the full story to hear from the people who have been harmed, to understand the systemic failure that allowed this abuse to continue unchecked for so long. Only then can we begin to dismantle those systems and build something better in their place. As Diddy faces trial, as more survivors step forward, the industry must grapple with its own reflection. The glossy veneer veneer has been stripped away, revealing the dark underbelly that is so many try to ignore. And while there will always be those who cling to the old ways, who try to protect their power and their profit, the truth has already taken root. There is no going back now. The road ahead. What happens next will shape the future of entertainment. It's a pivotal moment, one that will test whether we as a society are truly committed to change. Can we hold the powerful accountable? Can we create a world where fame is no longer a free pass for abuse? Can we learn to value the humanity behind the art without excusing the harm done in its name? The road ahead is long and uncertain, but one thing is clear: this moment has the potential to be transformative. If we listen, if we believe survivors, if we push for accountability to every level, then maybe, just maybe, we can create an industry that is not built on the pain of others. An industry where dreams can flourish without being twisted into nightmares. An industry where the light of creativity can shine without being dimmed by the darkness of exploitation. This is a moment of reckoning, yes, but this is also a moment of hope, because in the end, the truth will always find its way to the surface. And when it comes the possibility of a better future, one where justice, compassion, and integrity finally take center stage.